Ladies and gentlemen, on the occasion of the Lunar New Year, we'd like to send you the best wishes and welcome to the TTV News with some last events in our province. And now we come into details. To strengthen the implementation of digital transformation in state management activities, creating favorable conditions for the people to access social services, especially non-cash payments. Recently, the Provincial People's Committee continued to direct the promotion of digital transformation in non-cash social security payments. Accordingly, the Provincial People's Committee assigned the Department of Labor, Work Balance and Social Affairs to coordinate with the Department of Information and Communications, the State Bank of Vietnam branch in Taynan Province, Taynan Social Insurance and other service providers non-cash payment service to pay special security benefits in the province. The Provincial Police coordinated with the Department of Labor and Balance and Social Affairs to connect and synchronize data on social security to ensure, according to the roadmap of the Project 6, directing local police forces to coordinate with the commune-level labor and balance and social affairs officers to review, compare, and authenticate information to share the payments of unused social security benefits, and the task would be completed in the first quarter of 2023. In 2022, the non-province agricultural sector has prospered with many results exceeding the plan. Last year, the application of scientific and technical advances in production contributed to increasing the productivity and quality of agricultural products in the province. The average value of products obtained per hectare of arable land is over 100 million Vietnam dong. Aquaculture area reached for 565 hectares. The average product value per hectare of aquaculture reached nearly 800 million Vietnam dong and up to 8% over the same period. Investment attraction in the livestock sector increased sharply, with 22 projects approved by the Provincial People's Committee of Taynan Province for investment. In addition, 215 doses of application for the construction policy of 342 bird nests were also appraised. And in 2022, the Finland Forum Committees on levels in the province while implemented the social security models connecting union members and the people to join hands to take care of the people in difficult circumstances, contributing to sustainable poverty reduction. Last year, the province built and maintained 15 models to help each other reduce poverty sustainably. This model have gathered a large number of union members and the people to join hands to contribute with a total amount of over 48 billion Vietnam dong. And this money is used to support difficult circumstances in terms of capital for production and business, varieties, plants and animals, and medical support, etc. In addition, the Finland Forum Committee at provincial and district levels continue to register to implement 10 new models and 14 replicated models. The Finland Forum Committee of Communes, Boards and Townships has registered and replicated 200 implementation models of the campaign on the People Unite to build new style rural areas and civilized cities, thereby contributing to the good implementation of the government policies, social security policies, and changing the face of the countryside and improving the urban civilization.
According to Ms. Trương Thị Phương Thảo, Director of the Department of Labor, Investment and Social Affairs, in 2023, the province Labor, Investment and Social Affairs sector will deploy three major solutions on training labor resources. One of the solutions that they focus and implemented to achieve high results is to organize vocational training for rural workers to supply the market. Currently, there are three rural vocational training programs: vocational training according to the National Target Program and labor training for ethnic minorities. In 2023, it is expected that the government will allocate 50 billion Vietnam dong to TayNin for labor training packages. The industry will gradually orient the training of rural workers according to schemes and programs to provide quality training for rural workers and continue to supply the skilled labor force in industrial zones and clusters. The department is allocated about 2 billion Vietnam dong from 2023 to 2025 to support businesses in training their core workforce how to meet development requirements in the field of labor management in small and medium enterprises.
And ladies and gentlemen, while vegetables and deal rice paper are specialty of the province, and these two products are also recognized as OCB products, In the spring season, while vegetables and dill rice paper are loved and chosen to consume by many people. The products of white vegetables and dill rice paper of TayNinhTV facility achieve 3-star OCB and certified to meet the safety production standards and the user peace of mind and trust. And this day, leading up to the Tet holiday, although it is prepared with a relatively high quantity compared to every year, it is still not suitable for the clothes due to the large number of orders. Dill rice paper, and white vegetables are also ordered by many families to use during the 3 days of Tet Eve. The white vegetables are constantly sold out. In addition to supply restaurant chains in Ho Chi Minh City, then white vegetables and Trang Bang dill rice paper have been present in a number of domestic supermarkets.
There are around 650 tourist accommodation establishments in the province, including 1 5-star hotel, 1 3-star hotel, and 11 2-star hotels. These accommodation facilities are capable of meeting the needs of visitors during the Lunar New Year and Spring Festival this year. Accommodation establishments in the province have actively prepared conditions of facilities and human resources ready to serve the tourists. In addition, the accommodation facilities also focus on ensuring security and safety for visitors. The fact that accommodation establishments in the province have best prepared the conditions for welcoming reception, creating a good impression in the hearts of tourists, has contributed to building the image of the homeland and people of Tay Ninh being hospitable and affectionate.
And in addition to the attraction of large number of tourists such as Padang Mountain tourist site, Cao Dai Holy See, central base of the Southern Department, etc., Tay Ninh Province also has many other historical, scenic sites with valuable values, history, culture, architecture, and art. It is the ancient tower of Bình Thạnh, which is more than 1,000 years old. For tourists who come to experience historical culture, it is an extremely attractive place because of the historical value of unique architecture of the ancient tower has been remained to this day. Chok Mạc Tower is also an ancient tower of the Ốc Eo culture, built in the 8th century with a unique architecture. It is one of the 3 remaining temples and towers in the south, together with the ancient tower Bình Thạnh Trang Bang, the tower of Vĩnh Hưng Vĩnh Lợi in Bạc Liêu province. And here is the Tu Hai Victory Monument. Here, on the night of January the 25th to 26th of 1960s, under the direction of the Southern Party Committee, the Revolutionary Armed Forces, together with the people of the Tay Ninh Province, conducted an ambush to destroy the base of Regiment 32, Division 3, and 21 purpose at Tu Hai. The opening battle of the armed movement in the whole South has gone down in history and has become a revolutionary historical relic. And the Temple of Tra Vong Ray Mentoring, a place associated with the marriage of the 3 brothers of the Huỳnh family, Huỳnh Công Giảng, Huỳnh Công Thắng, and Huỳnh Công Nghệ, are high officials sent by the Huế court to take the office in the western land of Tay Ninh and carry out the migration, declamation, and establishment of hamlets and maintain the security of the borderland. In addition, coming to Tay Ninh Province, visitors can also visit to admire the beautiful architecture of the Khmer Temple in Thành Đông Hamlet, Santa Commune, Tay Ninh City. And during the Tet holiday, tourists inside and outside the province can stop at some of the above places to immerse themselves in the natural landscape here, discover the unique features of history, cultures, etc. that still preserved on the land of Tay Ninh. And ladies and gentlemen, despite difficulties in 2022, Tay Ninh Province still achieved many positive results in field investment attraction, ranking 15 out of 63 provinces in attracting foreign investment capital, of which attracted more large investors, while attracting domestic investment also increased over the same period. That indicator shows that the policies to create an open and favorable business and investment environment for businesses in the province have been effective. And in 2022, overcoming the difficulties for the first time in many years, 100% of the socio-economic development targets of Tay Ninh Province exceeded the resolution of the Provincial Party Committee and Provincial People's Council has set. Tay Ninh Province attracted more than 16,500 billion Vietnam dong and 697 million US dollar of domestic investment, up to 4.7% over the same period, and there are 65 new licensed projects 40 domestic projects and 16 foreign projects. Attracting domestic project investment increased by 36% over the same period, in which provide investment policy for 2 solar power projects in the semi-flooded area of Dầu Tiếng Lake, with a total registered capital of more than 7,000 billion Vietnam dong, and 1 urban area project serving more than 9,000 people with registered capital over 3,200 billion Vietnam dong. The province has also attracted 2 FDI projects with registered capital of more than 200 million US dollar in the industrial sector. And currently, Taynin has 6 industrial parks. Industrial parks are right driving force to promote the province's socio-economic development in recent years. The Management Board of the Economic Zone has advised the People's Committee of the province to submit it to the Prime Minister, the ministers, and central sectors for consideration and approval of the project of adding new industrial parks and expanded industrial parks through the planning process development plan of industrial parks in the province in the period of 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050. According to the project, in the coming period, the province will plan 2 new industrial parks and plan to expand 1 industrial park with a total proposed planned area of 3,944 hectares, in which the expanded industrial park is Thành Công now has an area of over 1,000 hectares. The occupancy rates reach over 80% and create jobs for more than 20,000 workers. Developing in the right direction, the industrial park needs to expand its scale to meet the investment attraction. The needs investors need to expand a lot. The need to expand to 500 to 700 hectares is enough to meet. And the company is also applying for 2 projects, an industrial park and an industrial cluster, with a size of 600 hectares, which is basically supported by the province because the investment attraction of the industry is very good. Investors interested in investing in the province have also asked industrial parks of the province to continue renovating and perfecting infrastructure, asking the province to quickly complete the planning to create an environment and favorable condition environment to attract investment. The province's future orientation is to invite investment in the industrial park. The current filling rate is 60%, and the development of new industrial zones creates a premise to attract huge investment in our province. Besides, the agricultural sector of the province is also an area that is attracting strong investors. In 2022, the province will run 24 new projects in the field of animal husbandry and close technology with a total capital of 1,800 billion Vietnam dong. The effective direction investment in agricultural sector in the past year is in line with the province of agricultural restructuring scheme in the direction of increasing the added value and sustainable development until 2020, with a vision to 2030 that the province is trying to implement it. By the end of 2022, the total herd and man livestock and poultry products will increase over the same period. We still maintain the growth momentum for 2.7%, and such a growth in agriculture is also a good thing. More farms are being built to ensure the supply for the country in the future and reducing the imports. In 2022, the province has 54 newly granted projects, including projects in agriculture, industry, consulting services, and urban development. It is forecast that in 2023, this will still be the province's strength, continuing to get attractiveness for investors. And the province is also implementing 4 policies to encourage businesses and farmers to step up investment in large-scale production from concentrated raw materials areas and apply high technology to contribute to agricultural development countryside. These attractive projects will also have a great impact on the province's social economy, contributing to the province's GDP, in which the economic sector with foreign investment capital and domestic enterprises make a great contribution. The development of attractive enterprises will increase the industrial, commercial, and import-export value of the province also. In 2023, it is predicted that there will be still raised difficulties from the impact of the situation at home and abroad. However, the investment sector of the province still has the opportunity to achieve the major targets in 2023, thanks to its efforts to build an attractive and transparent investment environment that is trusted by the domestic business community, as well as its ability to attract large foreign investors also. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all for the TTV News today. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.